Good morning. Thought I'd read a couple of chapters before we head off to church. I don't know what chapter this is. I think it's chapter 11. I don't have it written down. And it's titled Ruby's Wishes. For those who are new to the channel, I read from my latest book. I'm writing it and reading as I go. Now, each time I read it, I tweak it a little bit. So the final product, if I'm lucky enough and blessed enough to have it published, may sound a little different than what I'm reading just because I keep adding to it and tweaking it. But anyway, so we're going to call this chapter 11, Ruby's Wishes. You can find all of my readings from this book in the playlist called Author's Readings. Saturdays were always the same at the Pickett household. She and Kitty watched cartoons until the noise got on their mama's nerves. Her daddy would tinker in the shed outside until he could no longer resist the urge for a beer. From there, the day would go downhill for them all, especially Ruby. She would usually retreat to the oak tree swing. "What are you doing, sissy?" Kitty walked down for a turn on the swing. Ruby had taken a stick and was writing in the dirt. "It's my dreams, Kitty," her older sister explained. Kitty, too little to read and write, stood on the edge of the writings and asked, "What does it say?" Rubiana did have dreams of her own, but mostly the things written in the sand were for her mama and her little sister. There was never any mentioning of her daddy. Even though she wished for him to die, she was too scared to actually write it down. Ruby explained the list to her sister. Most of the things children may take for granted. She wished for her mama to make pancakes for breakfast. She wished for someone to read them books at bedtime. A cookie jar filled with cookies like Caroline had. Oh, how she longed for her grandmother's lemonade. Her mother's smile. She wished for that the most. She wanted to be in a happy family. "Do you think the wishes will come true?" Kitty asked. "I hope so, Kitty," Ruby answered her. "What kind of cookies do we want?" Kitty continued. The thought of the jar made the little girl excited with hope. "Any kind will do, any kind," Ruby declared. Kitty was all smiles as she hugged her big sister tight around the waist. "I hope we get good cookies," Kitty added. The girls looked up when they heard the back door of the trailer close. It was more than likely their daddy could not resist the urge anymore. "Swing me, sissy," Kitty asked as she sat down on the board. When Pete Pickett came back outside, he was drinking from a can and toting another one in his hand.